Everyone.
Hey guys.
So for our interview, we interviewed Tony Bates, the executive catering chef at Appalachian State.
The catering department is located in the kitchen behind the River Street Cafe. Tony is essentially responsible for overseeing the preparation of any and all catering events, and that include like things like box seats for football games, club functions, some fine dining clubs, and also like campus-wide celebrations like the parent weekend we just had last weekend. And that can include anything from hamburgers and hot dogs to lobster and filet mignon. So Tony oversees quite a bit for the catering department.
So we asked him where he started off, and he said that he didn't have any formal education. He didn't get any culinary degree. He actually started out at the Greenbrier Resort in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. It's a five-star resort, and it's beautiful and gigantic and fancy. And it was founded in 1778, featured on USA Today. It offers pretty much every luxury thing you can imagine. Real estate for sale, casinos, golfing, dining, and spas.
It's pretty intense. Yeah, it's actually kind of unique that Tony really only had this one major job at the Greenbrier where he cut his teeth. Most restaurant professionals kind of job hop, or at least there's a trend that they do. And there's multiple reasons behind that. One being that different positions open up, different opportunities present themselves. There can be internal things that kind of cause people to kind of want to move. If your manager changes, maybe you have someone new over you that you don't quite click as well. And as fast paced as the restaurant industry is, if you don't get along with the people you work with, you can kind of job hop. But also, restaurants fail quite a bit. They're notorious for just tanking in the long term. So the job hopping is really prevalent among restaurant professionals, but not so much in Tony's case, which is pretty unique.
Another question we asked was what he looked for in his employees. And the main thing that he talks about was being self-motivated versus just motivated. He said that being self-motivated was more powerful. Those kinds of people are usually more passionate and more driven. They usually have a better work ethic, and a motivated person, they can still work and get the job done, but it's usually just to like bare minimum standard, because their motivation is driven by money or potential higher positions and things like that.
Yeah, asking about job satisfaction, a lot of managers can be overworked and very stressed. And while I'm sure if you ask Tony, he'd tell you that he's worked quite a bit, he's really content with being a manager. He really enjoys his job, and I actually work with App State Catering, and I can tell you from experience, he's very playful and funny in the kitchen, and it's great to have someone like that because it eases the mood. When you have to cook several hundred of whatever, it can be very fast paced and hectic and hot, and lots of people flying around. To have someone that's very hands on and funny kind of releases that tension, and then you don't stress quite as much at work. And he's the first one to get up and show you how something's done. So that hands on managerial style, like that's really what he's about, and like it shows that style with the satisfaction.
So when he was talking about his managerial style, we related it back to the human relations theory that we learned about through the book. This theory of management views the organization as a social system, which, like Alex was saying, he is always there. He's helping out. He's doing dishes. He's trying to make it fun. He's always there for you to ask questions. There's not much structure. He's not, sitting at his desk all the time. He's not, just making the orders and the upper management side. He gets in there and he does all levels, so there's not really a strict hierarchy.
Yeah, so with that job satisfaction, you can imagine he's not really looking to leave App State. He told us that he doesn't have any necessarily like immediate plans to move. There's no impetus to leave. He enjoys what he does and the people he works with, and not seeking out another job is not necessarily a sign of like a lack of ambition, but more of just that satisfaction that he really has for the job. And while he's like open to other opportunities, he's pretty content with what he's doing right now.
So one of the last questions we asked him was, if you could, would you change your path? Would you go back in the past and do something differently? We decided just to put this quote in because we really liked it and we felt like it really summed up what he was saying. And it says, "Hindsight is always 20/20. I love to cook. Could I have made some of my choices differently to benefit my future more? Yes, but I was put on this path for a reason. That's where I was supposed to be." So basically, there's no traditional path you can take. There's all kinds of ways, and you really can't look back and say, "Oh, maybe I could have done this one thing differently," because so many different paths could lead you to where you still are now.
Yeah, I think that about sums it up.
All right, and then we had a link to a YouTube video on App State services.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.